Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and, of course, hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can apply with those moats. Harold's already put those in, and Harold's also hosting the stream, so thank you, Harold. But yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can throw those emotes in. If you're not a subscriber, you can throw in other emotes. Say hi, Lord Crashington's here. Hey, Lord Crashington. This is the intro portion of the stream. We have the pre-show, which is when I go live. Hey, Aristovan. Hi. Where I go live, having music play, giving people a chance to get settled in and come hang out, making sure the stream is good and we're not dropping frames. So I'm not starting the stream saying hi to 0 people because that is bad for me. Then this is the intro portion of the stream where I'm chatting about stuff. We're talking about things we're going to be doing. I'm going to give you a preview of what we're building, waiting for more people to stroll in, getting through the business of the day. Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. Then the build portion where we build, then the pause for the cause portion where I promote stuff, and then the building where I also talk about anime that I watched in the previous week. And that's what the stream is. A little less than 2 hours. Should be fun. Hey, let's make a promise to ourselves, folks. Saturday's energy got weird. I got ranty in a way that I was not expecting, and there was a combination of chat factors that happened that, if they had been isolated and separated by more than a couple minutes, would have been okay. They were both bad etiquette choices, one of which hurt somebody who likes what I do and didn't. I still don't think they did anything wrong and think I was overreacting, and I understand that. The other person, I don't think I was harsh at all with that person, but I definitely used them as an example. But again, at the top of the show, as we get our intro portion, the things I would like to reiterate to people are Micro's thing, which is when you are not an active participant in chat, consistently active. A side note, you don't have to be. I don't think I said that on Saturday, and I should have. You don't have to be an active chat participant. You can be a lurker. You can be an occasional conversation person. So that's important to note. But if you are going to jump into a conversation, and you're not somebody who knows the person in IRL, or through a long time of being a chat member and being a chat contributor, you don't start in with demands. In the same way that if you're going to go play, let's say you see a streamer that you've heard you should check out, right? And they're playing Valheim or Valheim. And you're like, I wish you were playing something else. Wish that all you want. Choose not to engage with that community. Choose not to watch that streamer. Don't tell them that, because they don't need to hear that from you. They never need to hear that from you. Talking about people's appearance, especially when you were talking about people who are in marginalized communities. They don't need to hear your thoughts on their appearance, positive or negative. You don't need to have them. And then also the minor point that came in at the end of last stream, which was making a demand of the streamer to check something out. There's a reason why, not even subscribers, only VIPs, people I've designated VIPs, can put links into the chat. Because that's not what we're here for. That's not what we do. Now, occasionally, somebody here will say a thing that is just, all right, well, we have to address that now. And that's the beautiful thing about chat is, I come into chat with a couple ideas of things I'd like to talk about, right? Preview for tonight. We are going to be talking about my cooking stream on Wednesday. We are going to be talking about my bike ride today. We are going to talk about how I got caught up on an anime. I'm not going to talk about today, but I got caught up on a show. We might talk about that. I don't know. We might talk about the Elimination Chamber, the WWE pay-per-view that was last night, and my thoughts on it. We might talk about that. But we also might talk about something else. We'll talk about the model kit I'm going to be building. But I don't know where it's going to take us. I don't know where the branch is going to go. Maybe you as a chat member have something that you really want to say related to what I'm talking about, or just something else that you're like, hey, I want to bring this up. please, 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 please. Also, somebody renewed their subscription because I noticed the number before we started and the number now. And if you'd like to hit that notification button, you're more than welcome to. Love to see it. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you want to share that you've renewed your sub, that's great. But we will get building in just a moment because we're about done with the intro portion. But I do like to give people a chance to come in. Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about this collaborative medium. If I just wanted to build a model kit and talk into a microphone, decidedly wants me to hit that gong, which I will in just a second. If I just want to talk into a microphone and build a model kit, I would make YouTube videos. Good evening to you. And but I want to interact, and I want this to be an interactive medium and a collaboration of sorts. So that's why I like having the chat up and doing Twitch. I'm gonna hit this right here. Here we go. The opening gong. We will now transition from the intro into the model kit building as soon as I am done retweeting my tweet, letting people know that we have gone live. And then Harold wants me to hit that soundboard, and I think there's also another thing there, so I'm going to hit that, hit my retweet, go back there. All right, well, Lord Crashington wants me to hit this gong, and then I'm going to play the soundboard, the gong, and then I will get to Callie, your question. Applause there. We're going to start with applause. Hit that one. Then we'll do, and then my favorite on the soundboard, I think. All right, we haven't done the soundboard in a while other than applause. I'm going to hit this, and then that is the gong. Put the thing back on the gong. Little bonus extra gong. All right. This is the Marchosia model kit. If you've looked at this model kit and you were like, this seems kind of familiar, it is. Also, it was my resub, but I didn't want to distract from the intro. Well, Cal, you never distract. Feel free to do that whenever, and I appreciate you renewing your sub. Thank you very much. Decidedly says, this kit made me rage. Uh-oh. I don't remember if you're a baseball fan or not, Pat, but if you are, did you catch all the stuff with the president of the Mariners yesterday? Cal, I am not a baseball fan. I don't, in the before times, in the pre-COVID days, you could find me at a baseball game now and again if I was going with friends. I go to a day game, the Yankees, you know, when it's like a makeup game and the tickets are fairly inexpensive. I'll take the subway out to Yankee Stadium, check out a Yankees game, but I don't pay attention to anything that happens in the sport. So I did not see that. Decidedly, so I want to point out, folks, we built a kit very similar to this, the Hajiraboshi, which is similar but not the same kit. The Hajiraboshi has shoulder or knees that look like they're plane fins, and it looks like it would transform, but it doesn't transform. And this one has backpack pieces and side skirts that pop out and could hold swords, giving it sub arms. So it's got extra arms, and I don't know if you know this, I fucking love extra arms. So we've done this before, because the thing that people might notice is, well, that's the lavender color. This is actually, the Hajiraboshi was the first kit we ever did panel lining on, and this was a unique color to start. Decidedly says, the head is tiny, and the stickers for the eyes are separate stickers. I gave up on the head. Yeah, the stickers for the head here are multiple. There are a lot of stickers on here for the head, and that is a shame. It is going to be tough because it is small, but we will take our time with it, and we will be okay. And also, if it doesn't work out, it's okay. There are a lot of bendy stickers on this kit. There are a lot of like odd things. Again, we also have the fact that we've got lavender, which is just an odd color. I should also say, if you're like, this is from Iron Blooded Orphans, but I know all the kits from Iron Blooded Orphans. I don't know what this is. I thought I knew all the Iron Blooded Orphan kits. Don't worry. You would have to play the mobile game to know this kit. This and the Hajiraboshi are from the mobile game, the Iron Blooded Orphans mobile game, which I have not played and cannot tell you anything about, except that this is the pre-Calamity War version, and then the post-Calamity War version is like they found the frame and put some new parts on, and it just happens to have the exact same color somehow. So this is the previous version of it, the old version of it. and I'm excited to work on it. Last Brick says, speaking of extra arms, I got my P Bandai Toad Strider tomorrow. It has arms that pop out of the shoulder pads, so it can hold 4 beam sabers. Fuck yeah, I love that shit so much. One of my favorite master grades. It was a pain in the ass to put together because some of the red frames are tough. But the Sengoku, the Astray red frame Sengoku that has like big punch arms that can go on top of the arms to make extra punchy, but um, also the arms can hold swords, and you can take the other red frames katanas and put it on that, so it can hold 4 swords, and it's great. It was that Sengoku red frame is fantastic. Also, I like a samurai. I like a knight and I like a samurai in my mobile suits. Um, okay, I was wondering if this was from Gecko with Astaroth. No, so this is not from the manga because there are like I built the Astaroth, which is from the manga. This is from Erd, the mobile game. Big fuck off punch arms are my favorite. I love the big arms. Yes, big arms are great. Uh, Also, very underrated in terms of mobile suits is a mobile suit that transforms into something that is not a plane. Because that you don't get that too often. Like, yes, technically it flies, but the Epion is a two-headed dragon. There's that weird mobile suit that's piloted by a guy in his clone that turns into a big old hand. That thing is weird. I forget the name of that one, but I mean, I didn't make that up. That's a mobile suit. I like the. I'll say this because I understand it's space battles a lot, but there's Earth battles plenty. I'd like a mobile suit that becomes like a tank. I think that's cool. That's some cool shit. It doesn't just have to have a flight mode. It can have other modes. I don't know. Like I'm into it. Oh, okay, yes. Does Epion count? So Epion does fly, but its flight mode isn't like a bird mode, because a lot of suits have like bird modes or jet modes. And Epion is a little different because it is a two-headed dragon, even though the two-headed dragon is just its feet. I don't know. There's an asterisk next to it, I guess. Like it counts, but I don't know if it counts. So this is the piece that's gonna fuck off and fall apart, and you're gonna have to be careful with. And I would maybe even consider putting some tack in here, or liquid cement if I was, because this is like movement, but it's just gonna pop like that because that is a issue with dealing with Iron Blooded Orphan kits in the high grade. Sometimes these become a problem. Or we might have to do the other part that's going to go in, 821. If this part doesn't fall out, then this part will. So I'm not going to worry about it during this stream, but I might in the future put a little tack on this. Because sometimes this, like, spinal cord piece doesn't like to stay put. Can we talk how a horse pilots a Gundam? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A horse pilots a mobile suit, and there are very few non-Gundams in G Gundam, so calling that a Gundam is totally reasonable, and I think it's fine. But there is a such thing as a horse that pilots a mobile suit, and we can agree on that. If that's a Gundam or not is up for debate, but it's a mobile suit, and it's piloted by a horse, and that's not the weirdest thing about G Gundam, which is why G Gundam is a problematic fave, is because the fact that there's a horse pilot isn't the weirdest thing about that show. Also, not the weirdest part of that show is that there's a German ninja. That's also not the weirdest part. The German ninja is not the weirdest part of that show either. That show has so much weird shit. It's beautiful. It is beautifully weird. Like I said, it is. There's a problem. As always, I will point out that G Gundam manga, there's a kangaroo pilot. Yes, Lastbrook, there is a kangaroo in the manga. Because the manga was like, can we get weirder? We probably can get weirder. We could probably get weirder if we wanted to. It's pretty great. Hey, so I mentioned this in the pre-show before the intro that I have some fake ass energy tonight because I am an exhausted Pat. Um, my tank is not empty, but it is low on fuel. So I am making fake energy into real energy. Uh, the idea of working on a kit, talking with all of you, being in the space, communicating with humans, all of that is great for my brain. Um, but my body is so tired. It's so tired. And I'll explain. I won't just go, I'm tired, and then next topic. I'll explain why I'm tired. Don't fucking worry about it. All right, so here's what happened. Yesterday. Okay, well, take it back. Saturday. No rain. No rain here, South Carolina. First day in like 8 days with uh, no rain at all. Because sometimes it rains a little bit, but no rain at all throughout the day. And I was like, hell yeah, Saturday. All right. I'm going for a walk. And it was great. And then on Sunday, no rain at all day. Zero rain. I'm gonna eyeball this putting this together to see if I want to do paint here or markers before after. So bear with me here while I kind of eyeball how this all goes together. I might do. I'm going to do this separate, and then as I talk, I'm putting black on the gold here. I'm just going to do this part separate, and then I'll put it all together, and it'll be fine. Okay, so on Sunday I was like, all right, well, it's been 2 days, and things got a little dry here. It is time to get some work done. I'm going to do some work in the yard. So I got the lawnmower out, put some gas in it, check the oil. Oh, needs oil. Cool, cool. Put some oil in there. And I put the mulcher on, and I just mulched the backyard because we had a lot of leaves come down. And the ground was dry enough that I could get that done, and it was going to be fine. So I did that. Didn't take too long. Had to stop because the mulcher bag is small. Dumping that, putting them in big bags to then eventually go to the dump when my folks get back, because there is a place to put all of that, to put all of your refuse, or your stuff that, hey, if we had like a way to degrade it here in the house and use it, we would. We don't have that, so we put that in, and it goes out and gets used in other ways. We're recycling it, basically. No problems there. And then it's like, okay, I did that, and I raked a bunch, and that was fine. Was it annoying? Of course it was. Did I wish I wasn't doing it? Of course. Did I get all of it done? No, I did not. But it felt good to be out there in the yard doing my thing, getting things done. That felt good. We got to put a sticker on this. We got to figure out which sticker it is. Sticker 8. That sticker 8 goes on the front of here. Let me see what 8 is. And so I did that yesterday, and I was definitely tired. It was a lot of work and more physical exercise than I've kind of been used to. I'm getting pretty like comfortable on my bike, and so I'm not thinking about biking as like biking is still exercise, especially stationary biking. But you know, you do other things, you think about other things. It's not that big a deal. All right, so this is this. Now where does this go? It goes like that. Let's look at this kit here. Sometimes we got to do this. We got to make this bigger to look at it. Yes, you can see right here. Well, you can see that below the vents here, these gold vents, there is a piece of red that you would think is a piece of plastic. It's not. It's this red sticker. So we got to put that. We got to do that. So that is going to go up in here, and we're going to do that before we do any panel lining, because we want to make sure that we got, because we have to, this sticker has to go like in, basically. I'm going to have to angle it and then line it up right, and then it makes a bend. Yeah. All right. That looks all right. Not my favorite thing to do. Not my favorite sticker I ever put on. And as we know, there are worse ones that we've already been previewed. Okay. So that was yesterday. did a bunch of yard work, felt good about it, right? Took a picture so I get likes on Twitter. No problem at all. Feel good. Sent the photo to my mom saying I got some work done in the backyard. Check that out. Cool, cool, cool. Um, Knowing I got to go back another time when it's dry later in the month to do it again. No problems at all. Um, Feeling all right about it. And then today, it was going to rain later in the day. But early in the day, no rain. So I'm thinking, well, I need groceries, and it sucks that I pay, I'm paying like somebody to come and deliver it. And I don't love that. I just don't love that. Because sometimes their substitutions are bad. And sometimes they say, oh, we can't actually substitute that with anything. And it's like, really? They had zero American cheese that you could buy? Cool. And sometimes, you know what? And every time you're paying, money for it to happen, and you're paying a fee, and then tipping. And then the last time I got a grocery delivery, the person did not wear a mask getting out of their car coming up to the house, even though they say in the app, hey, make sure you're wearing a mask. And yes, but they didn't. And it's just like, come on. I'm tipping you. I'm going to tip you, of course, but like, please. So I was like, well, it's a mile and a half on my bike. I've got time today. The weather's nice. No mask, not good. Exactly, distressing. I don't care if they're dropping it off and I'm keeping a distance and I can open the door and we moved the screen so it's just glass. And so I can talk to them and I'm a distance away. But even then they don't know that. Put your mask on before you get out of the car. If you're not going to drive with the mask on, put the mask on when you get out of the car. You wore the mask in the grocery store. They wouldn't have let you buy my groceries if you weren't wearing the mask. So wear the mask when you come to my house. But they didn't. And it was annoying. So I was like, well, I have a bike and it's a mile and a half. And I've got a basket I can put on the front of the bike. It's lovely out. It's like 60 something, like low 60s. And I'll just open up my coat as I go. And I got my mask and that's fine. And I found the chain and the lock, and the lock is a key lock, not a combination lock, and so I can lock up my bike, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'll just take my sweet time with it. I got podcasts to listen to. Let's go for it. And getting there wasn't bad. And of course, I worked up a sweat. I was sweating and feeling it, and I was kind of proud, but also very tired. And I was like, okay, that felt good. And I don't know why I didn't think about this, but I didn't think about this, which was it's going to be worse coming back because I'm going to have groceries in the basket. And I'm also going to be tired from biking there. Even and the time it takes to get my groceries isn't going to give me a huge second wind. It'll give me something, but it's not going to really change anything. So, I actually think gray on this lavender looks great. I think that looks really sharp. I'm really interested. Really excited about this. Not interested. Intrigued? I don't know. I'm really happy with how this looks. It took not twice as long, but it definitely took longer to get back home than it did to get there with the groceries and the general just what am I doing with my life? Why did I make this choice? What am I doing? Why did I do this? It was fine, but basically, I'm real tired between yesterday and today. I am pretty dang tired and definitely feel like I goofed. I like the lavender, very subtle. Yeah, it's nice. Originally, when I saw the other kit, the Hajiraboshi, when I got that, I had seen online and I thought it was pink. And I was like, oh, pink's neat. But then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, no, this is actually lavender. And that's very cool looking. All right, so we got the front on, which doesn't feel great, but it went on. Front is on. Now it's time to put the back piece on, and then we'll put some gray on the back piece as well. And then we're getting to the head, which is the annoying part with lots of stickers, and we'll do our best with it. But we have our X-Acto knife. We got tweezers if we need it. We got patience. And it's also early in the stream, which is the best time to do stuff like this. When it's the last thing I have to do is when I like completely fuck up, like I did the end of Saturday, where I just like fucked up a sticker, and I was like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, now let's do a little bit of paneling on here. We won't do much because it is the back of the kit, but it's also good to get better at this stuff. You don't always take a photo of the back of the kit, but get a little bit on there. Just get a little experience doing more experience putting paint on stuff. All right, we don't have to do much with that kit there. We'll just go like that. Yeah, the head stickers has stickers for the horns. Yes, I saw that, and that looks like it's gonna be annoying, but we'll do our best. It also has it has some small stickers and it has some big stickers. It's going for it. Yeah, I'm just really tired now after doing a lot of labor. Uh, and it'll be okay. I'm going to be fine because tomorrow I'm just going to stationary bike, and that will be fine, and that will be perfectly okay. All right, our chest is done. Put that there. Now we're working on the head, and the head has some parts that have to go into it. It has some stickers. So let's get C1, and we're going to put B2 on there. B224 is this. Oh, that is a tiny piece. Look how tiny that is. This tiny little friend. Let's just put a couple drops of paint here. I believe in you. Yeah, also, hey, if we fuck up, we fuck up, and it's okay. Put a little bit. We're going to put a little bit of paint on there. A little bit of ink right even on the sheet here because this is so teeny tiny. That is, when we talk about high grades, when I talk about high grades, the hardest part of high grades is, because it's the 1/4 scale, is the head, because the head is the smallest part of a kit, and you're dealing with tiny pieces here, and it can be incredibly frustrating. And you're also dealing with stickers because they're not as detailed. That is the definite reason why I don't necessarily enjoy doing real grades on a stream. Real grades are tough because they are very small and very delicate. And sometimes they look incredible, but often they are a pain in the ass. You lost that piece. I'm so sorry, sadly. Yeah, I mean, high grades can be tough. So we're gonna put this on, then we're gonna put the 3 stickers on. We got to put on as well. So this is gonna go. Looks like this. So this is gonna go here, and then yeah, that's a small piece. Oops. This is a very small piece that's going to go on here. And as always, I don't have my liquid cement on me, but I can always go back. And if this is like falling off all the time, I can put a little bit of liquid cement on here to kind of hold it together. Dang, that's small. Small and doesn't seem to want to go on, which is fun. Because this is the front here. Looking at that. Oops. Yeah, this is a very tiny piece. Now, what I actually, this will sound counterintuitive, but what I don't want to do is get my tweezers out to hold this because it's so small that actually what could happen is, what just happened with my fingers, is the tweezers will slip and actually shoot the piece out off the table. Now, luckily, I didn't shoot it that far because it was just my fingers. But if I had done that with tweezers, it could go off in a nonsense direction. All right, because that isn't really super secure in here, but I think we'll get more secure when I put more pieces on. I'm actually going to leave that off until I'm just going to put that far away from my hands, and then we're going to work on stickers next, and then we'll add that piece in, because I think when I put the other parts of the head in, it will go better. And then also, like I said, I don't have it on me here, but I can always get, for off-stream, get my liquid cement to work on that. So we're going to put the easiest sticker on first. Peel away. Dig around. Because these stickers are small, so we could mess some shit up if we are not careful. So that's just a little extra. I'm going to try to get this piece out here. Okay. And always, folks, when it comes to doing tiny, delicate work like this, it's very hard to say, okay, that didn't work out. I know that's very hard. I also understand that I am in an odd position where not all the kits that I build go on display, or I even save. So because I am constantly building model kits, because I build 6 hours, a week of model kit and Legos and Gunpla and all kinds of other stuff, I understand that it doesn't mean it means less. It still means a lot. I still want to do a good job. I want to make something that people are like, oh, cool, and that I think is cool as hell. But I do still relate that, like, when a thing just doesn't look right, you're like, ah, man, I want this to be cool. This isn't cool. All right, so I can barely, underneath this bright light, barely see where this needs to go. So I'm kind of leaning out of frame, and I apologize for that, but I gotta find the indent there. All right, so I'm gonna do again here. This is really big. Yeah. Maybe I'll leave this off. Let me just put this on really quickly. Kind of get the spacing right. Because once I get these stickers on, I'm not going to want to try to peel them off and then re-adhere them. Okay. Alright, yeah. If I can get the face on, even to stay for a little bit, then I can see how the face looks with this sticker. Because it's just kind of over it. Yeah. Yeah, when I put this into C, maybe I'll do that. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put this, I'm going to get the back piece on, and then I'm going to put the eye stickers on. So let me get C124. Mix this up just a little bit. I did the GP Raze 210, and now that's a fun high grade. That is a fun high grade, not wrong. I need to buy that at some point. It's such a dumb suit. Yes, the Raze 210 is really fun and nonsense. I really enjoyed that kit. Okay, so we need 26 here, which is the which is going to be, let me just double check. Oh no, C24. That's what we want. C26 is another piece there. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. The Raze 210 was a very fun, silly build. I enjoyed that. Yeah, high grades. There's a lot to be said for odd high grades from the especially build fighters and build divers. There's just some real weird good stuff out there in those shows. They're just really fun. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. Let's get this. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, this piece is just teeny tiny. It's just itsy bitsy. I'm probably going to have to put some glue on it. I just don't have access to that at the moment because it's in my bedroom because I haven't had to use it. I need the, oh yeah. Crank 211. I love the Physalis. Yes, Physalis is a great kit. Sorry, I'm getting quiet because I am attempting to do. It's not the most intricate work in the world, but it is going to be probably the most annoying part of this build, of this particular stream. This is going to be the most annoying part, which is just like getting the face on right and then like trying to get it together. And I'll like kind of push it in a little. But this might pop off again. And if it does, I'll just save it and just use some liquid cement to kind of get it on there because it's not like I'm going to be taking the head apart later. That is a nice part of that. All right, so you can't even see this. I forgot. I made this face really big, folks, and I couldn't even show you anything. I'm sorry. I apologize. I made the face all real, the kit real big, And I didn't even show that I was like really like trying to get this on. So I apologize for that. That's me fucking up. Uh, but yeah, these eyes are small. And they're not just one band that bends, which kind of lets you figure out where you want to put eyes and where they belong. These are just like their own individual stickers and very small. But this is where having an X-Acto knife is very helpful. And also, as I said, doing this at the beginning of a stream instead of the end of a stream is very helpful as well. Um, Not to bring the energy down, but I'm still bummed about Daft Punk. Yes, so uh, people who are more poignant than me have said this, and I totally would agree that um, them retiring as a band, them breaking up, them deciding not to continue to make new music, doesn't take away the music they made. And of all the reasons that like they're not a band anymore, them growing apart and wanting to try other things and having that time together, and that is having a conclusion, like yeah, okay, sure. Um, a fantastic band, wonderful music, just a lovely, cool ass catalog of just different decades of fantastic electronic music and really cool, weird music videos, and just like, yeah, just like a cool ass time. Daft Punk fucking rules, and it is weird that they are. Yeah, it is weird that that is the end of them. In this for this incarnation in this particular time and place, and it's weird. It's weird to say that, but yeah, I am. Yes, I mean, last work look like never say never, because things change and there is oodles of money to be made in reunion tours, so you never know. But yeah, it it is a sad thing that is not a devastating thing, and I will take a sad thing that is not devastating. Right? In the year 2020 plus, as we are currently living in, if I can have a bad vibe that is not a death vibe, um, that is great. That is not a soul crushing, gut wrenching, I don't know how to process this kind of vibe. If I just get a, oh, oh, Daft Punk, like I'll take that. That sounds great, because the alternative is in the year 2020 plus. Uh, as Air says, all of the ways for them to break up and reasons why this is best case scenario, and I would agree. Uh, yes, they haven't done stuff in a bit. You're not wrong. Um, yeah, which is just like a thing that happens with groups and duos and all kinds of things. Is just like sometimes you're like, hey, let's take a break. Hey, it would be good for us if we took a break, or it'd be good for me if we took a break. And then sometimes that break doesn't end. The break is just the thing, and you weren't even necessarily aware that you were, like what you thought was a little bit of time, a blip in the radar, a refresh is like actually this feels better. My name is a weird one, derived from my college email. Best way to say it would be, uh, uh, well, that doesn't help me, Harry. Sorry. Airy is what I Airy is I think what I'm gonna go with, and yes, and I apologize. Uh, um, that's okay to fade out to black. Yeah, I think so. Um, sometimes you want to go out on top. You want to go out. You want to go out on your. Look, here's the thing. Going out on your own terms fucking kicks ass. I'm a big fan of being like, you know what? It's over. Thank you. Good night. I'm a big fan of that. That's a great vibes. Real big fan of having that. The opportunity to have that, ooh, so cool. But yeah, I did not think about the name being read out loud when I made it. I apologize to you. Well, I appreciate that. There's no need to apologize. It's your name. Or your username, you know? Oh, I have a Zoid I could build sometimes as a Ziley. Oh, nice. I only built one of those Zoids Wild, the latest anime from Zoids. I only built one of those, and it was neat. It wasn't a hard kit to put together, but it did. You could crank the side of it, and then it walked around, and that's weird in a way that I was pretty fucking into. All right, we're back into big sticker problems. We gotta do C1, 2, which is the crown, and this crown has a lot of stickers that need to go on this, because if you look at the photo, you can see that the crown is not pure gold. The crown has other stickers on it doing things. So we're not even going to put any paint on this, or ink, I should say. I keep saying paint, whatever. We're not putting any ink on it until I figure out how to put these stickers on. So, C16 goes like there, C17 goes like that, and then C4 and 5 go on the ends. So if I look at there, not C, stickers 4 and 5. So stickers 4 and 5 make the most sense because they're just like, these go here, and that's where the pink is, in here. It's the other ones that look weird. Does Zoids hold up? So as a property, I think the first season of Zoids, which was, this isn't a weird thing to say. So Zoids, as it appeared on American television, there were 2 seasons of Zoids, and they flipped them. There is this weird thing where post-apocalyptic tribes, and there are wild machines, and no one remembers technology, and then there are also Zoids. And then they were like, that's cool, but that didn't sell as well. And then they made a Zoid show that was about racing, and it was set in like modern-ish future times. And that's the second one, because there's the 2 different centuries. And then the Wild is like a reimagining of the original one. But the one we got in America was the second one first. And that one's fine. And then the other one, I believe the Chaotic Century, that one is, I don't think that holds up. It's been a long time since I saw it, but I bet it doesn't hold up. Yes, the tournaments. Yes, the tournaments is actually the second series. And there might be one between those 2 and Wild, which is the most recent one. I remember the Tsunami show as a kid, having hand-painted backgrounds and characters, but 3D rendered Zoids fighting. I'm just scared those Zoids that look so good then will end up looking like Beast Wars. I don't know. And the main Zoid is always a Liger. Yes, that is the continuing thing. And so, what I didn't understand while watching the second series, which I watched first because that's what came out here in America, what I didn't understand at the time was, why does that Liger have like a soul? And none of the other Zoids have a soul. And then in the original series, I was like, oh, now I understand, because that's the whole thing that's happening, is there are souls. My opinion is that Beast Wars doesn't look as good as you remember it looked. But also, Reboot doesn't look as good as you remember it looked. Because it's old, and because technology has come away, and digital animation and computer generated has come a long way. So, okay, so here's what we need to do. This is gold, and this is red. So I need to figure out where the red goes on here, and how it looks. And this is a bigger sticker than what they're telling me goes on here. So you have to... Alright, we're going to make this bigger again here. I hate that we have to make this bigger again, but I don't understand how this looks. So, this is like... I don't understand how this looks. Yeah. Shield Liger is the first series, and Liger Zero was the second series. Yes, indeed. I mean, look, the thing is, it also depends on how you feel about it. If you think it vibes well. Look, if it vibes right for you, then it looks perfect, and there's no problems with it. but sometimes it doesn't vibe right. How does this work? How does this sticker work? Sorry. I just don't fucking understand how this sticker works. How does this fucking it like there are bends and it like folds over and folks, I don't know if I'm going to put stickers on this crown. I might just I might just hit this with marker cuz like, well, maybe I'll do the other ones cuz the other ones are easy. Like it's going to go here and then there's a piece that goes over it. Cuz you can see that some of that is gold. Oh, okay. All right. I think I know where it goes. There's a little bit of a indent here. Oh, my hands are blocked, so I can't see. Sorry. Yeah. So sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot. I'll make this smaller here. Put this back where it belongs. Okay. So there's a little bit of an indent here that kind of shows you where this sticker needs to go. But basically, it needs to go like this and then fold over. So it's got to go like this. I had too much of my X-Acto knife on the sticker. So it's got to go inside it. And I'll make sure that's lined up right. Because, yeah, it goes like this. Yeah. So it's got to go in like here. And then it folds over. But what is that? Why is this other piece like bit like that? All right. I don't know if I did this right, but it looks okay. Old robot animes I want to rewatch. Metabots. I haven't thought about Metabots in a hot minute. All right, I think this looks okay. It doesn't look perfect, but I don't think I'm going to get it to look perfect because I'm still a little like iffy about how that's supposed to go. But whatever. It's going to look better than if I it the real sad thing is you don't know. You have to look at the photo. Otherwise, it was just going to be a cool gold crown. But it does have the stickers, and I do want to kind of try to get these right. Do you ever rub the plastic down with alcohol or something to remove the hand oil to make the stickers apply better? I don't do models, so I could be way off, but I just wonder if the sticker will slide after application. So, you certainly could do that. You certainly could use alcohol wipes or isopropyl alcohol or something like that. You certainly could do that. And make it so that the stickers adhere better. What I end up doing a lot is I just use the X-Acto knife to kind of get into corners and press, and I just press them down, and eventually, because you could also spray it with clear coat after the fact, which would lock it in place. And I do have clear coat, and I do on occasion use this a clear adhesive over it to kind of lock stickers in if it's a kit that I'm going to be displaying. But because I don't display that often, I don't really worry about it. But that's certainly something to take into consideration. But yeah, I don't because I don't really pay it that much attention to these kind of things. Okay. As I said, also, I'm not making all of these display pieces. I do have kits behind me, but that will go away in March when I go back into, well, basically, as long as I can, I will be here in this area building. But when my folks return from Florida, I will move back into my bedroom, the bedroom I am using. And when I do that, I will not have the benefit of having a thing behind me. Maybe I can put something in. I do have a table that's behind me. I guess I could theoretically put some kits up there if I wanted to. All right, so now we have sticker 4. And sticker 4 is going to go like this, and then it's definitely going to bend some. No, it's not going to bend any. I have to figure out how this applies. So, okay, it goes like this. I got it. All right, so it's gold on the edge. What do you do with non-display kits? You just hang out in a Rubbermaid tub. So, yeah, so a lot of kits that are not on display didn't. Some of them went into storage in New York, and some of them got recycled for plastics. There were a couple kits of mine that went to a friend of mine who does kit bashing. Um, I have a couple people I know in my life who do a lot of kit bashing, and so I sent a bunch of kits. My friend in New York, and I sent him a bunch of stuff uh, uh, before I moved because he asked for specific kits. He basically just like looked through my YouTube uh, of the descriptions of videos and said, "Hey, do you have this, this, and this?" And I was like, "I don't have that. I have that. I want that. I'm keeping this." And then I gave him a bunch of stuff so he could kit bash. So yeah, so those just kind of go into a big cardboard box that eventually will, and most likely I'll send more things out later. I don't save sprues. Um, oh, uh, uh, this is a sprue. You can call them trays, sheets. But yeah, some people do wipe these down before to get whatever, to get like, especially if they've been powdered. Um, some people will clean them off. Yeah, like some people do wash some kits down. Um, Especially if they're brand new or if they're very old. Yes, so sprues is what a lot of people will call them. I end up calling them trees a lot or sheets. But yeah. All right, we have now applied all the stickers to this, which means I can now go in and do a little bit of, I can put a little black in this here around, uh, yeah. So I'm just going to hit a little bit of this before we put it on because I have it in my hand here. Just a little bit. I'm pretty pleased with the stickers. This one took a while to figure out what was going on there, and it's not perfect, but it's good. And I will take good. If good is the best I can do, I'll take good. All right, so we're just going to put a little bit of ink on there, and then we'll clean it up. Then we'll apply it. And I'm going to be very careful about hitting this with this eraser because this eraser is still heavy, and this is thin plastic. It's just in my hand, so I do want to be a little careful with it. And I think that part of this is going to cover it up anyway, and that's fine. All right, so then we'll put this on, and we're almost done with the head, which is great because this has been pretty tricky. All right, so we'll put that on there, and then there's a red piece that goes over it that will hopefully lock everything in place. And let's get that red piece on, which is what's the goal of the eraser? Oh, okay. So the stickers, yeah, I think the stickers look pretty good. So we are doing when I talk about doing panel lining using Gundam markers because Gundam markers is a new thing for me. Started doing it at the end of last year. I'm still very green when it comes to using markers. So this is all like me figuring it out as I go. Basically, we are doing what I refer to as the quick and dirty method, which is we're just taking a piece of plastic. We are running our marker in the indents that are naturally occurring in there that are designed in the indents, and then we are hitting it, which this piece is going to have it that we're doing here, and then we're hitting with an eraser to clean up the parts. So we'll take this here, right? We would take gray with this. Ooh, actually, let me just cap this for a second here, my X-Acto blade, just so I don't stab myself with a blade. Okay, so let's take this piece right here, right? This is the shield. We're going to hit that with gray because that's the color we decided looks good on lavender. I'm just going to hit all these indents here, right? So I'm just going to take this and go, there's an indent there, and there's an indent there, there's an indent there. And I call it quick and dirty. You can see there's a line right there. That line I don't want. That doesn't look right. That's not what I want there. But we're hitting it quick and dirty, and then we're going to take our eraser and we're going to clean it up. Some people will use a Q-tip. Some people will use a tissue. Some people will just wet their thumb and run their thumb over it. I like using the eraser. It does add a little bit of residue, but not much, and it will just clean up the area because it's just going to take the top layer off before it fully dries, but it will leave wherever the ink hit the indent, and then it'll clean up, and you just run your thumb over there. Also, the nice thing you can do is you take your X-Acto knife. You can see there's some dirt here, and then I'm just going to go slice that piece off, and then it cleans it up. You can also take an old eraser and run your eraser over the eraser to clean it up. But yeah, I got a big box of these high polymer erasers, so I don't mind beating one up. Also, having it be kind of a nub in here is actually easier to get into some areas that I really want to clean up. Uh, but I have a tissue nearby, and I sometimes have Q-tips. I don't have Q-tips right now because I used it for something else. But yeah, it is pretty cool. The quick and dirty method has saved me because it adds time to do all this, but it saves so much time to do it like this. Is this the right piece? This is the wrong piece. I took this out and I looked at it and I went, this is too big. That piece is probably for the waist, but we'll just put it aside and that's fine. And then when I go to look for it on my reds, and I'll go, oh, here's all my red. Where is it? I'll go, oh, wait, I already took that out. Just fine. I just let my erasers be dirty. Yeah, I like cleaning them up a little bit, but you can also just let them be dirty over time it'll dry and it's fine. There won't be an issue. But yeah, I do like cleaning mine up a little bit. Oh, this does have room, just a little bit of room for. We're gonna hit brown on our red because we like the look of that here. A little indent here, so we'll just hit that with that. Hit that with the eraser. And I am of two minds about using paint or markers as you go, waiting for it to be complete. I mostly do sections. These days I've been doing a lot of like, all right, well, this section is done, and now I'll apply some paint to it. I've been kind of going with that method of like taking a look at it, seeing how it looks, and then kind of going from there. All right. There we go. And our head is done. These stickers, I mean, I like that these stickers have panel lining on them. You might be able to see that in. It's going to be hard to see. But the stickers have its own a little bit of panel lining. It's going to be impossible probably to see. But yeah, it looks good. In the photo, you'll be able to see it. That they actually like put some black or whatever on the pink, the lavender stickers. But this would have been so hard to do as just plastic, so I understand that. I don't love it, but I understand it. All right, let's put the head on just because we finished the head. And now we don't have to think about the head anymore, which is great. All right, I'm going to take a pause for the cause, folks. If you're new to the stream and you don't know what a pause for the cause is, it's my commercial break. Basically, halfway through the stream, I take a couple minutes to talk about ways you can support the channel. If you'd like, you're under no obligation to do so. You being here is enough, and I appreciate it so much. But I am a small business, and so I do have my ad reads, ways you can support the channel if you'd like. We will get back to building, and I'll also talk about some anime I watched in the past couple of days. But right now, I'm just going to talk about ways you can support the channel if you'd like. Before I get into anything else, I do want to say right off the bat, please, 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 if you are around this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, so the same time I started tonight, but this Wednesday on the 24th, I am doing my second ever Prepare with Baer, my cooking stream. This is going to be the second one. It was really fun 2 weeks ago. People really seemed to enjoy it. I had a great time doing it. Those are the two most important things, is y'all like it and I like it. And when both those things are true, we're in business. So I'm doing another one. I will be doing an entree and a dessert. I will let you know that my dessert literally features 3 ingredients. It is a 3-ingredient dessert that only requires time and refrigeration, and it will be very tasty. I'm very excited about that. That is a no-bake dessert that has 3 ingredients. I'm very excited to put that together. My entree, I will keep a secret for now. I will talk about a little bit more on Wednesday. It will require putting something in the oven and mixing things together. It does not require me shredding any cheese, and I'm very excited about that. So I hope you'll be able to join me on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern for that. It's going to be fun, and you'll like it. Or you won't, but I will. Wednesday the 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, yes. Harold, you have a great night. Thanks for being here. But I'll be in the kitchen doing cooking. If you missed my stream 2 weeks ago, that's what I did. This will most likely be the last one because maybe I can squeeze one in before my folks get back, but I definitely don't want to do a kitchen cooking stream while my folks are here because this is their house. And if I'm in the kitchen, I am making noise that will disrupt the whole house. Whereas if I'm in my bedroom, it's just me in my bedroom. And that is way better as far as me being a responsible guest in their fucking home. All right, so anyway, let's talk about ways you can support the channel. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Scythe is for Tier 2, the Death Scythe that looks like me. But you also have a Lego and the Bear Cave emote if you're currently a subscriber. You can throw those into the stream. Let the people know in chat that that's a cool thing. Now, how do you become a subscriber? A great way to support what I do. You can use cash money. You can gift a sub. You could be gifted a sub by somebody, like Bobby and Aristovan and Harold have gifted subs, which is great. You can also use your Prime gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch, you get a token. And if you're not using it for me, please use it for somebody. A reminder, if you use your Twitch Prime token, you have to manually renew that every month. If you were gifted a sub, hey, you could convert that sub. If you want to convert that gifted sub into a regular old sub, you can do that anytime before it expires, and they won't charge you until it actually goes in effect. So you have 15 days left on your gift sub. You could right now just be like, oh, I want to become a renewal there, which is neat. Subscribing is a great way to support what I do, but it's not the only way, folks. And also, I understand that's $5 a month. That is money. And maybe that's not something you feel like you can do every month, and I get that. I have alternatives. I have a Patreon. I have a $1 and a $3 and a $5 and a $10 tier on my Patreon, and $1 gets you posts about like my schedule and also gets you a monthly Q&A that only my Patreon sees, and I'm going to be I do that in the month, so I'm going to be shooting that this week. So it's a good time to jump into my Patreon. Because there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. Consider joining that. You don't have to, but I would love it if you did. One-time donations that goes into me buying model kits, because everything I make through Patreon and Twitch goes to buying model kits. So if you wanted to float me some cash there through my coffee, through my Streamlabs, through my PayPal, that is a great way to support what I do. And anything that comes in during a stream to any of those goes into a fund with other funds to buy model kits. We will get back to building really soon. I understand that the people don't like this, but I got to do it every week. If you're like, Pat, I like that you're building this, but what if you built something else? Well, a great way to guarantee I build something else in the future instead of like what I've got in my backlog is to buy something from my Amazon wish list. It'll come in the mail. I will build it. The next available thing. So when I finish this kit, if something came from my wish list, boom, that goes the next thing. That's the next thing I build. And also, I'll even shoot a little bit of a video and talk about it. I shoot a video and just be like, hey, look at this thing, and give you a shout out. I put, if I'm looking at the wish list, I put up Nanoblock, Dragon Ball Z Goku. I don't know. I didn't love doing the Eva 2. Maybe I'll like building Goku. But I don't want to write off Nanoblocks totally until I build at least one more. So I put that in there. There's some Pokemon. There's some model kits. There's some Lego sets. The Heavy Arms high grade that came out last year is now $18, which is a very good deal for a high grade. I'd like to put that together. That's there. There's some expensive kits, some inexpensive kits, a bunch of different things that I would love to do. And, you know, if there's something you see there you'd like to see me build, you can pick it up. And as I said, it'll jump the queue. Expensive kits, equipment. If you're like, Pat, I don't know, kits. You could do that. We will get back to building in just a moment or two. Alternatively to Amazon is USA Gundam Store. Now, I don't have a wish list on USA Gundam Store, but I do have something cool, which is the ability to take gift cards from you. You go there, you buy a gift card, they send you an email with a code, then you DM me on Twitter and go, here you go, Pat. My DMs are open. And you go, like, here's this code. And I will take that code, and I will buy something on the good old, lovely USA Gundam Store. And yeah, and I won't pre-order a thing because that bummed me out. Harold was nice enough to give me some money, and that kit kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And that was a bummer. I didn't like that. If you want to support me for free, $0 way to support me, you can join my Discord. Also, if you want to give me a follow here, that's another way to support what I do. Follows are free. We could do that. Turn notifications on. Know when I go live. But yeah, but Discord, you can join that. A couple videos and a podcast to check out. I'm going to start with the podcast. The Personal History of Games podcast is Eric Canius, who you may know as the videographer for League of Heels. Eric is a great dude. He has he did this at PAX, and he's turned it into a podcast. It's called The Personal History of Games. We talked about DDR and my love of DDR while Eric played DDR. The link tree that's in there, and also it'll be in the show description on YouTube. That link is to the video version of the podcast and the audio version, and you can watch Eric play DDR for an entire conversation, which was really fun. And we talked about DDR and other video games and PAX stuff and wrestling and all kinds of different things and the history. Why one of the first video games I played a lot of was NBA Jam, the home version for Genesis. And it was a really nice chat. Please check that podcast out. I was very happy to be a guest on it. And Eric is a great person. Baer With Me is a video series that I do weekly. I do every single Wednesday. Pat, saw you had the Enterprise model kit on Amazon. It's heading your way. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've only built one kit of Star Trek, the Polar Lights kits. I only built one of them. I built the Defiant, and that uses a lot of transfer slides, so I'm excited to work on a new kit with that. That's so nice. Thank you so much for that. That's going to be really fun to build. And of course, I will be shooting a little bit of a video when it arrives. And thank you so much. That's so rad. Appreciate that. Baer With Me is me watching things and reacting to them. It's reaction videos. Y'all like those. I mean, some of y'all like those. But I found a cool, this past week, was a video of a cool song for a cool bird. Well, I appreciate that very much. That's so nice. And then what other videos? Pat Bear's Anime Club. I answer 2 questions in this episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. Where should I start with Gundam? And where should I start with Gunpla? The second one is actually a very easy answer. The first one is actually difficult, and I attempt to attack it from different angles of like, well, this is what some people say. This is what some people say. This is what I said. I used to say. This is what I say now, and this is where I started. So I kind of hit it from all the different angles to hopefully answer that question of where do I start with Gundam and where do I start with Gunpla? All right, I have to drink water because dry. Throat dry. Because one of the things I bought at the grocery store today was curly fries because I'm an adult and I wanted curly fries. So I bought curly fries, and guess what? Seasoned curly fries are salty. Pairing that with some barbecued chicken, also salty. And a salad. My salad, not salty. Weirdly enough, my salad was not salty. It's the only thing that I ate that was not very, very salty. All right, so we're getting back into the building. We're going to work on the arms, and I'm going to talk about only 2 anime shows because Sunday and Monday are a ghost town for anime. Before I get into talking about, before I get into start talking about these 2 shows that I watched, we'll go back to the overhead. We'll start working on the arms. Unfortunately, we're starting with the shoulders, actually. We're going to start with just one shoulder. Yeah, which unfortunately does have stickers, and that's okay. I am attempting to get caught up with Black Clover. I think I'll be ready by Thursday to be able to give a catch-up on Black Clover because I want to watch the final episodes as they air because it is nearing the end of the series. It'll probably come back once there's been way more manga, but they are ending the series now, and so I would like to finish it up because it's a show that I've watched consistently but then took a break from myself. So I'm getting caught up on that, and I'll get caught up on Horimiya and be able to talk about it this weekend. I just this episode that aired on Saturday was about minor characters that I don't care about as much as the main characters, so I was just kind of losing interest. And that's a problem I have, where eventually I know that the B players will become, like, some of my favorite characters. It's just they have to have the episodes to make me like them. And I'm like, I don't care about Yuki. I don't care that Yuki doesn't like ask her what she wants. Like I don't care about that. Maybe I will someday, but right now I don't care. Sorry, Yuki. I don't care if you actually like Toru. Uh, so yeah, I just haven't been. Got to get caught up in that. But I can tell you about the shows I did watch. I can't wait for something to fucking happen. This is interesting. So, anime seasons. There are three. There are two amounts of anime episodes, 12 and 13. Generally, a season of anime is 12 or 13 episodes. Now, occasionally, it's 10 or 11. And usually, when it's 10 or 11, it is because it is an expensive show. Now, you would think that an anime that is 11 episodes of a show, like Jobless Reincarnation, would be picking up the pace because it only has so many episodes to tell its story. And that is not the case with this fucking show. Last week's episode and this week's episode were slow as hell, and the only thing I can think of is that this must be really slow in the web novel. The web novel must have just been like, we're gonna live here with these characters for a while because I don't have world building to do. Like I have to think of world building, but I have to keep writing episodes of this thing. So we're just gonna hang out here for a long time, and like eventually I'll get to some sort of story, which is from my perspective, just sucks because the main reason why this sucks is I do not like Eris. The character of Eris, is a tsundere, and is a violent version of the tsundere, and I don't enjoy it. Also, the main character fucking sucks, as I've talked about numerous times. He fucking sucks so much. I will give him credit. Rudy, in this episode, sucks less than he ever has before. He does a very nice thing and then almost immediately follows it up with garbage behavior. But I will give him credit for doing a very nice thing and helping out his distant relative and charge. So training is still happening. But the real thing is Eris has to do a dance at her 10th birthday party. Basically, her 10th birthday is a coming out event. So it is important that she has the ability to do some sort of dance and be the center of attention. And dancing's not really her thing, and especially in front of her dad and her grandfather, who is really boisterous and has a lot on his plate and doing a lot of shit. So it's just like, okay, that's not, yeah, it's going to be a problem because she's not really into dancing. It gets frustrated. So he gets roped into helping her, and eventually when it's time to dance, does help her because he basically, like, a combination of being like, I'll put a charm to help you, but also treat this like a sword fight because Eris, pretty good sword fighting. So basically helps her out with that. Also, he is attempting to learn the other languages because there's a sword god and a demon god and a animal god, if I remember correctly, and they all have different languages, and he's having a lot of trouble learning the demon god language. So he writes a letter for advice to Roxy, who is the best character in the show, and we haven't seen in a while because she is off doing other things, because he has to be separated from these characters for whatever reason, because it was the decision of the show that he be separated from characters, and any character that is cool goes away and gets replaced by less cool characters, which is annoying. But anyway, it ends up being pretty okay. He's learning the languages. It's nice to get a letter from Roxy. She made a dictionary to help him, so he can learn these races. And then the beast god, he does know beast people, so he's able to learn from them about like how the language works, which is cool. Overall, fine episode. But yeah, I'm waiting for something to happen. Like, I would love there to be a like, I don't know, like, I don't know if a time dash is like a thing that's going to happen in this show, but like something next episode has to happen because that was episode 7, and I feel like nothing fucking happened, and oh boy, something's got to happen in the show. It can't just be a reincarnated pervert is a is a pervert in a fantasy world, and the magic looks rad because they put all their budget in making the magic look fucking awesome, and it does. It's incredible. This show has such good clips. If you go and look up Jobless Reincarnation, the Funimation is putting clips up on their YouTube, and it just looks so awesome. And you're like, oh, this show is incredible. And then you're like, oh wait, Rudy fucking sucks. Damn, you got me. He sucks so much. Oh, he sucks. It's so frustrating how much he fucking sucks. Um, anyway, that's that show. And now I'll tell you about Suppose a Kid, which I feel like I should probably just go ahead and read the manga because um, the anime is so quickly paced, is so frustratingly paced. Like, last week's episode introduced new characters and a new plot and a new event happening, and then this week fucking finished all of it. But a ton of new characters got added last week, and then this week the pacing was so fast. Um, basically, uh, a character that appeared for only a brief moment last week. I was like, oh, I bet that's the villain, the assistant, the sniveling assistant, and it was. He was the bad guy. But uh, it looks like, oh, there were some nice things that happened. Uh, Selin had a nice kind of like chat about how she grew up and how Lloyd has a lot of insecurities about how like he wouldn't be able to do anything if people weren't helping him. He's like, well, no, people want to help you because you're such a good person. Have more faith in yourself. Um, and he does rise to the occasion. He could have easily defeated the big monster at the end, and he doesn't get scared of the big monster. Uh, and he's like, "Oh wow, this is one of the first monsters I've ever defeated." And they're all like, "Oh, you don't understand. You defeat monsters all the time, dude. You are very strong. You just don't believe in yourself." Um, but also, we get confirmation. The vibe that I was getting this whole time was that I was getting the vibe that the real villain in the show was Shoma, the guy that Lloyd is trying to be like, that has this high opinion of, uh, who I guess is evil or is just bored. But he is working with the old man that wants to kill Alka, the village chief, and he basically confirms it. Which is sucks because Lloyd is going to have to fight him, and he definitely seems like he's going to be stronger. I don't know if Lloyd's going to be able to do it. Uh, Real bad. That's gonna get bad before it gets good. Uh, let's see. Oh, also, uh, it was cool to see all the ladies work together to fight the big evil bad thing. That was kind of fun. And then Philo is transferring schools because she wants to marry Lloyd. So we got a new lady in the group, but I don't think Mina is interested in Lloyd. I think she recognizes that he's really strong, uh, but whatever. And Kikyo, I don't think is gonna continue being a character. She's in the opening, so I guess she'll probably show up again. But everything worked out, and the show was just so quickly paced. Like I said, a whole arc just happened. The first 4 episodes are a whole arc, like an entire huge arc. Get taken, like, finish up in no time, and it's very strange. But yeah, the show is just paced very weirdly. It's one of the things where it's like maybe they just don't think it would have continued if it hadn't, like, if they so they're just cramming in everything. But I don't know. Okay, so we can do a little bit more panel lining here on the top now that this is connected. But we did it as we went. And then we'll just finish this off here. Kind of just hit some spots. Just hit the marker there. But yeah, Sunday, talking on Monday about anime is tough because there's not a lot I want to watch. Like, I stopped watching. I finally, a couple weeks ago, gave up on X-Arm because it is just it went from being like laughable to just being sad and makes me feel bad for the people that worked on it and anyone that tried, because it's just one of the worst pieces of animation I've ever seen and one of the worst shows I've ever watched. And it was like, ha ha ha, and now it's just like, oh, this is on somebody's reel. Oh, someone's going to try to get another job in this industry, and they're going to be like, oh, well, what? You've worked on some anime. What have you worked on? X-Arm. They'll be like, oh, no. Oh, no. Oof. I say, watch the first or second episode. You don't have to watch both. Just watch one of those two to get a vibe about how bad that show is. But don't continue watching it. Because don't watch bad things all the time, folks. Now, while I guess this Monster Hunter movie is actually not as bad as people said it was, still, folks were like, I'm so glad that I don't have that part of my brain. I don't have that part of my brain that, like, wants to watch bad movies. So, like, I heard it's actually, like, not terrible. And I'm like, okay, maybe someday I'll watch it. But, like, I'm not going to watch the Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff starring Nicolas Cage. Like, there's no way I would ever watch that. But I will listen to a podcast where people talk about it and make fun of it, or talk about, like, the stuff that worked from it. I will listen to a podcast about it, no problem. But, like, I'm not going to watch that. Like, there's no way I would ever, like, engage with just a piece of nonsense like that. Like, no way. My brain just does not, like, need that. Now, I'm not saying that I don't watch things that other people would, like, look at and go, like, Pat, no, there's no way I would watch that. Like, I do engage in stuff that is, like, weird or like, not great, but it's on my terms. And it's the things I want to, like, enjoy that are questionable and odd. Like anime that just an overpowered main character and nothing goes bad and nothing goes wrong. They're just doing their thing. Like, sure, there are plenty of people that are never going to watch those kind of shows, but I like them. But yeah, that's just me. I don't know, folks. Let me know. Are you going to watch the Monster Hunter movie? Are you have you already seen the Monster Hunter movie? Like, let me know if that's something you're into. Are you going to watch the disaster that is going to be the Snyder cut of the Justice League movie? Did you see the other version of the Justice League movie? And now you're like, well, now I got to see what Zack Snyder and a bunch of money does to this. What a bunch of time and money and effort is going to do in there. Just Justice says, hell no. But, like, yeah, like, look, I get it. The last movie I saw in movie theaters in 2020, the last movie I'm going to see in a lot of time, probably in my life, was the Sonic movie. And that's not a good movie, but that's a fun movie, and I had a good time. I went with friends, and it was really fun, and it was a nice thing, and I'm happy that was the thing I saw. I got to hear the voice of a friend of mine be motherfucking Sonic the Hedgehog, and then a couple other people I know were in that movie and, like, minorly doing things, and it's just like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be fucking psyched about that. Like, I'm not like, oh no, I saw the Sonic movie. Why did I do that? Why was the last movie I saw? It's just like, yeah, whatever. When it comes to a streaming service, sure. Yeah, like, I have not seen Justice League, and so I have no interest in seeing the second one, because I didn't see the first one. I'll see that Nicolas Cage movie when it's on Netflix or whatever. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I just, like, no, I'm good. I don't know. Like, somebody asked me, it's like, well, Pat, you watch so much anime, why don't you watch the live-action adaptations? Like, I haven't seen the Death Note live-action. but I don't like Death Note, so why would I? But I haven't seen the Bleach live action, and I like Bleach, especially the early Bleach story. Um, but I haven't seen that because, like, I don't think that's gonna be fun and enjoyable. I'd rather see a completely unique live action movie that is either good or trying something rather than an adaptation because I already know the thing and I like the thing. And yes, there's a chance that the new thing will be good or great, but I think I'm okay with like not knowing if it turned out good or great. I just like living my life. I'd forgotten that I already seen Justice League when they announced the Snyder Cut. Yeah, I mean it's just like not a thing. That, as I said, I will listen to a podcast about it. I listen to one of my favorite podcasts is the Flophouse, and that is a bad movie podcast or a weird movie podcast. And occasionally they will talk about a movie that seems so nonsensical that I'm like, I kind of want to see that movie because that sounds fun. The thing they just mentioned kind of sounds like a thing I want to check out. Like the last movie that oftentimes I will never see the movie they're talking about, but I did recently see and had a good time watching Primal, which is another Nicolas Cage movie. Uh, it should be called Big Cat on a Boat um, because that's what it is. It's basically snakes on a plane, but a big cat and also some monkeys. And it's not good at all, but it was really fun to watch. It's a really good, bad movie. Like Primal with Nicolas Cage. It it's pretty great. The premise is Nicolas Cage has a big cat and it's on a boat. Also on this boat is a former CIA something or other guy who like escapes and is like taking people hostage and killing people on this boat, and then he lets the animals loose, and it's woo! Famke Janssen's in it, and it is not a good movie, but it was very fun to watch. Also, there's definitely a good movie in the first couple of minutes of it, which is just him with a cat in a car driving. A big cat knocked out in a car, and that I wish that had been longer because that was pretty great. But it's still, like I said, oh boy, that's a fun bad movie. Like that was worth my time. Like I was listening to them talk about it and just going, I think I'm gonna watch this bad movie. I think that's right for me. And then I also talk about stuff that I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that last X-Men movie that was like the X-Men, but it all took place in one building and it was kind of a horror movie, but not really. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to see that. That doesn't sound great at all. It sounded really bad. Did I look up a clip because one of the actresses is doing a bad Russian accent that they kept talking about, and I wanted to hear that bad Russian accent, and then another actor was doing a very bad Southern accent, and I wanted to hear those bad accents? Yeah, I looked up a clip so I could hear the bad accents, but I was still like, I don't want to watch this movie. And I have a lot of free time, but I also care about the time that I have. So I make those choices, and you can make those too. Make them how you want to make them. If there's something that you're like, this is something that I am into and I am interested in, then watch it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to get mad that you watch the thing. Have fun. I hope you really like the thing that you're checking out. Um, but yeah, I just don't want to like check those things out. Remakes, the US versions of things when they're like, we're making a new version of this movie. And it's just like, we chose to do this. We didn't have to, but we were like, what if we made this movie? And it's just like, all right. I mean, you can. People can also just watch the original version. I always say that. Like, I know I'm a broken record about it. It's like, whatever. Like, I watch subtitled everything, so I don't mind watching. Like, oh, this is a Korean movie with subtitles. I hope that's okay. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't it be? The only way that it would be a bummer is if someone was like, hey, let's watch this movie. It's it's not, there aren't any subtitles. And then I would be like, oh, then I can't understand what's going to happen in it. And that's bad. But other than that, it's just like, sure, okay. You like this movie? You want to watch it? Let's watch it. One cool thing about this, as we put in here, we look at this piece right now, this arm. Check this shit out. Here's where it's normally going to be with the hand there. We're going to do that next. But you can also do this. Pop this off. Pop this down. Boom! Claws. This kid has claws. Check that shit out. It's got claws. It's got a big claw on it. That's dope as hell. I like that a lot. We're probably going to keep the claw extended. But let's get some paint on here. We're going to use black on this gray, but we'll use gray on this lavender. And we're just going to hit it real quick and get this looking good. And then we'll do the hands, and then we'll move on to the other arm and get some of that done. We're making some good progress on this. It's a high grade. Once we got through the annoying part, I mean, we'll still have to do stickers on the other shoulder, which will be annoying. But that, I think the head is probably going to be the trickiest part, other than maybe the backpack weapons. Hey, what are y'all checking out these days? We got some time because I didn't have to talk a lot about anime. So what are y'all checking out? What are you watching? What's going on? Not just necessarily animated things, but like live action. You watching some reality stuff? You got a new favorite YouTuber you're checking out? Let me know. Let me know what's up. I have been going to sleep to goofy compilations of Game Grumps lately. I like them Game Grumps. I don't mind them Game Grumps. I knew Dan years ago. Dan's a good dude. I don't know Aaron that well, other than, his internet personality. But Game Grumps are fun. And there's a lot of Game Grumps content out there that I can have on and then go to sleep. So I've been doing a lot of that. Just turning on a big old compilation. As long as it's not the ones where Aaron is freaking out and yelling, that is not good to go and sleep to. Kyle Unit is watching Yuri Camp, aka Laid Back Camp, Yuri Camp. Also, my wife is deep in the Yu Hakusho hole. Lastly, we're watching SSSS Gridman because my wife wanted to watch a robot fighting show, but with more robot fighting and less Gundam politics stuff. I understand. Look, there's some stuff in SSSS Gridman. There is definitely some stuff. But it's mostly interpersonal stuff and like larger who am I, who are you, what is reality, what does it mean to be a teen and a god is kind of what's going on in that show. Also cool robots and a big thing. Hey, we're going to talk about Gridman for a second, folks. So Gridman, the animated thing, right? It is a reimagining of Gridman, which was a live-action, big monster of the week, Ultron-looking motherfucker fighting dude show. It was in the 90s. And a thing that happened was that much like the Sentai series before it, that was turned into a Power Rangers, where they took footage from the Japanese show, rewrote scripts, recast people. Dick, D-I-C, had a long-standing feud with Saban Entertainment. And so they realized, hey, we could turn Gridman into a show, and we don't even have to reshoot anything, because they had a lot of outdoor shots they had to make sense. Everything in Gridman is inside the computer, and then anytime they talk to people, they're in a costume inside of robots, or they've transformed into a big thing. And then when they're just in school or whatever, we can just shoot that on a lot. So Gridman became Superhero Samurai Cyber Squad, and the cyber, instead of a C, is an S. Also, Tim Curry is the voice of the villain in Superhero Samurai Cyber Squad. The main dude in it is the younger brother of Joey Lawrence. It's the middle Lawrence brother. Uh, my wife is falling down an anime hole. Our current series is Code Geass, which I've seen bits and pieces of. Code Geass is. I don't like Code Geass, but I respect Code Geass. But I don't, it's not my show, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But I respect what it's going for. That's a show with not enough mech. That shows a lot of politics and a lot of spooky stuff and mind powers, and not enough mechs for my particular liking. But you know, watch it because it's a show. So that's what I want to say is uh, Superhero Samurai Cyber Squad is Gridman, but made for I I think it's Code Geass. I don't know. I might be wrong, Cal Unit. I thought it was Code Geass. It might not be Code Geass. I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. I might be wrong. I don't know if I've ever said it out loud. I think I have. But when they made Gridman, this modern cartoon Gridman, you may have noticed that it's SSSS Gridman. The four S's stand for Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It's a homage to the fact that there was a live action version of Gridman that appeared in the U.S. Do they reference it in the show at all? No. But it's a shout out, and I didn't realize that for a very long time, and I don't think I've said it on stream, and I wanted to say it on stream, because I think that fucking rules. So they were like, that they put in a reference to the live action from the 90s, the thing that tried to kill Power Rangers and epically failed. Has there ever been an anime with too many mechs in it? Huh. That's a good question. Because, like, what's too many mechs? Now, there have been mecha shows that aren't good. There was that one with the German name that was a mech show. That's bad, and it has a lot of mechs in it. It's just not a good show. There are a lot of references in Gridman, including some very obtuse Transformers one. Yes, Lashbrook, there's a lot of homages to other shows of theirs, and also clearly a lot of Ultraman stuff in there as well. All right, we're going to put a sticker on this hand. Yeah, so there's that Schwartz something or other that sucks, that I just remember being very bad. Other mech shows where there's too many mechs in it. I don't know. Darling in the Frax had the reason why which I think there's too much mech in it, although those are like bioorganic things, is because anytime they're in mechs, the women are in creepy and awful positions, and it's the worst part of the show. Anytime that it's not the alien girl talking with the main dude, or these kids who are not kids trying to like create their own good little society, and trying to like be people, that show isn't good. So I would say there's too many mechs in Darling in the Frax. Yes, there you go. That's my answer, because it's gross when they're in them. So that's too many mechs. There we go. There's my answer. Darling in the Frax is too many mechs. Maybe like how some shows can have too many characters to keep track of. Yeah, maybe. I'm watching the most recent season 12 to the 20 of Doctor Who on Blu-ray, and apart from one bad episode, it's all been really fun and enjoyable, and exceeded my expectations going in. Yeah, I mean, I got way out of Doctor Who, and I haven't been back in a very long time. I basically started with Eccleston, like the relaunch, because I'd seen a lot of very old stuff, and I was like, I'll come back to Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who. I did not love a lot of it, and I bounced off, and I'm, years behind on that show. And I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. But I do appreciate a lot of it. And, yeah, there's been some good stuff. But, yeah, overall, it's just not for me. Just not my thing. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm just mostly watching anime and YouTube shit. I'm not watching much TV stuff after the fact. Um, I'll probably watch more of it. I watched wrestling on Sunday because I got a month basically right before the Royal Rumble, which would allow me to watch Elimination Chamber because it's been less than a month of paying for a month. So I watched Elimination Chamber last night. Um, I don't know if the Miz has already lost his belt tonight, but I assume he will lose it before I don't think Miz is going to be a world champion at WrestleMania going into WrestleMania. I assume he will lose the belt either tonight or at Fastlane. Um, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Miz is not going to lose the belt between now and then, but I feel like he is. I feel like if I read, the Raw recap, and he has uh, and Miz has lost the belt, I will not be surprised. I would also not be surprised if he came in tonight and they didn't even put plates on it. I mean, maybe they'll probably put plates on it, but this just feels like a transition champion uh, to make more with it with WrestleMania. But I don't see Miz being in one of the two main events for WrestleMania. That just seems unlikely at this point. But I thought the chambers were pretty good. I thought the storytelling was good. Uh, I didn't love it being um, uh, Daniel Bryan in the who's going to win this and immediately lose. I would have preferred it been the Cesaro because that would have been a title match for Cesaro, a world title match. Even that he was definitely going to lose, but him being in a world title match, I think would have been better than Daniel Bryan. Um, but I get it. And it never doesn't really matter because Edge is going to be the one going for it. Looks like so. Did you see that The Miz is now the first double Grand Slam champion? I did see that. Here's the thing about The Miz. He wins belts. I don't know the problem. Look, honestly, my biggest problem with The Miz winning the belt is that it should have been Otis, and Otis was going to lose, but Otis shouldn't have lost the briefcase to The Miz, and I hate that. Um, that's the only reason. And also, it took so long for The Miz to win the belt, and that was just incredibly frustrating. I was just always frustrated about that. And I'm not frustrated with it anymore because he won the belt, and then he'll lose it. Will he lose it um, back to Drew? I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll lose it to Bobby Lashley. But I feel like Bobby Lashley is the next person. They built Bobby Lashley up. Taking the U.S. title off Lashley where he didn't get pinned to lose it tells me that they are going to be doing stuff with Bobby Lashley, and I don't mind that because this version of Bobby Lashley has been great, and they took away the one thing that sucks about Bobby Lashley, which is he's not a good talker. He can't cut a promo as a heel. He can barely cut one as a face. He definitely can't cut one as a heel. He's done it in the past. He just can't do it now. So he doesn't have to. He's got someone to talk for him, which is like great. He'll have somebody that he has an advocate, which is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to Bobby Lashley in a main event run. I think that's a story. And Battle of the Spears. It's not my favorite thing. I didn't necessarily want Edge to win that, but okay, Edge won, sure. But we'll see. I would have liked to seen Big E defend his title at that show. I think that sucks. Big E with the Intercontinental Championship has not done anything for anyone, including Big E, and they're just going to blame him instead of giving him anything to do to make that title shine and make his thing happen. I feel like in 2022 we will have a reunion, a full reunion of On the Same Brand of the New Day, because this feels like a failed experiment, which sucks. Just sucks. But they got to make that New Day money as a complete New Day unit before Xavier Woods retires, because honestly, that is my feeling. Outside of forced to do it for injury, which is certainly a possibility, I feel like the first person to retire of the three of them is Xavier Woods. He will just get too busy and transition out of it. Uh, but obviously, injury could take Kofi out of competition at any point because, uh, he works high stakes and he is an older gentleman and has been doing it for a real long time. But yeah, my feeling has always been that Xavier Woods can be the first one of the New Day to retire from active competition and then just be around and making appearances and doing things and work a part-time schedule while he does other stuff because he can he can make the transition and uh, feed his family and grow his business and do all his stuff and then maybe also not put his body on the line. Although I will say, in my opinion, the only good thing about the pandemic, in any way, shape, or form, it is adding years on the life of professional wrestlers. It is robbing a lot of independence from bookings and opportunities, and we are definitely losing a generation of indie stars like the people who were like some of their first matches were in the year 2020. We have lost a lot of them, and that is a fucking shame. But a lot of named people, known people, are that now that they're not working a touring schedule, we're getting years added to their careers, which is awesome. Although, unfortunately, as I said, it is unfortunately at the cost of lots of people who, would be going to school and doing and hitting the road and working for peanuts, but getting much needed time on the road and working indie dates and learning bad lessons and good lessons from it. So that is a shame. That is certainly a shame. And, wish the folks would be able to get some bookings. And, yeah, I hope that when touring can be a thing and when indie shows can be a thing, we'll see more people out and about and we'll get new favorites, new fan favorites out there. But yeah, it's going to be rough. All right, so we're going to do some panel lining, and then we'll finish up this shoulder, and then we will call it quits. And we got an arm done, the chest done, the head done, and this shoulder. But we have to do some panel lining here, and I'm going to do it separately because it'll make my life a lot easier. At the very least, doing these couple will make my life a lot easier, so we'll do that. But yeah, those are my... I have not watched the women's tournament for AEW that aired tonight, the Japanese, because they put it on YouTube because they're fucking assholes. They're doing a very cool thing that I think rules, and then they're just like, it's a YouTube show. No, it's not replacing Dynamite, the YouTube show that we've done a while. It's its own YouTube show on a different night where there's other wrestling. We didn't even pick a night where there isn't other wrestling. Huh. Cool. Thanks everybody. You could put that on Thursday when it didn't have a WWE stuff, but okay. We got this cool tournament and all these awesome people, and we're barely gonna talk about it, our big product, but we'll get a lot of people saying that we're doing a great job and defending everything and doing great work, and you're like, okay. Lastbrook, I have no love for hardcore. I do not miss hardcore. I am glad that it is gone. I do not like it when it returns and rears its ugly head. I have never. I did not like it at the time. You know what ECW matches I liked? When they brought in Japanese and Mexican talent to do lucha-style matches and do something different and cool. I liked that shit a lot. I did not enjoy the other parts. So I am not interested at all in a death match. I could care fucking less about some kind of nonsense bullshit deathmatch garbage. Like I got no love for it. I got no interest in it. I do not want to see people brutalized, especially someone who is about to be a dad. Like come on. Grow the fuck up. You don't need to do these things. Nobody needs to do this shit. I don't need to see it. I love hardcore when it's done right. I never got into crazy indie death matches. Yeah, just like, nah. Oh, it gets better. There's matches of it being shunted to a weird Bleacher Report show. Yeah, yeah. It's just like, it's just a huge bummer. I mean, beyond like booking decisions where like, okay, just, that aside, like that, they can book how they want to book, and they'll book it how they feel like best benefits them, and I don't have a problem with that. But like, fucking put it on TV. Like, do commentary. Do have more than one person do commentary for it. Put it on fucking television, or at least put it on Dynamite. Because what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them ends up just like, oh, well, the semifinals are actually on Being the Elite. Like a 3-second clip of it is on Being the Elite. It's like, I don't know. Frustrating. Yeah, hey, also, hi, Bobby. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I'm just not, I've never been a hardcore fan. I don't like death matches. I don't like barbed wire. I don't like thumbtacks. I don't like, explosions and light tubes and like, yeah, any of that stuff. Electricity, all kinds of bullshit. Like, nah, be safe. Do cool shit. Wrestle. Like, look, sometimes you just gotta get a chain and whip a guy with a chain. I get that. It's wrestling. Sometimes you're just so mad you gotta take your belt off, wrap it around your wrist, and punch a guy in the head. I get it. It's wrestling. Sure. But, like, I don't need people to, like, do a cannonball off of a tall thing onto somebody and that person moved out of the way. I just don't need that in my life. You want that? You can get that. Enjoy that. But that's not what I want to watch. Just not how I like my wrestling. Oh, yes. The Deeb Riho match. I mean, Deeb is just so good. She's just so fucking good. Samantha Deeb is just, like, incredible. It's so nice to see her work. Her getting furloughed is the best thing for women's wrestling that happened last year. Because it was just like, oh no, she could just fucking still go, and she's great. All right, so I have gotten this far with the kit. We will continue on Thursday, but reminder, as we get ready, and we're going to go raid, because that's what we do here, is we raid at the end of every stream. We are going to go and raid. But reminder, folks, Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, 2 nights from tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, my normal start time is the second ever Prepare with Baer Workshop, where I will be doing a entree and a main course entree, and I will be doing a dessert. And I would love for you to come check that out. I think you will have a very good time with it. I know I will. We are going to go raid Xandra. Xandra is playing Caves of Quid. It looks like we have a VTuber on Xander's stream here. So we'll go meet this new friend who I don't know. So that's fun. So we're gonna go raid. But yeah, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, entree and dessert. It's gonna be real good. Come along in this raid. Xander's got a bot friend here, and they're playing Caves of Quud. Qud, I don't know. But we're going to check that out. But we're really just going to go and hang out with good people and a good time. So I hope you come on this raid. Thanks for everybody for hanging out tonight. I hope you had a great Monday night. I did. I had no energy when we started. And by the end of this, I'm pretty psyched. But let's go. I will see you at my Prepare with Baer on Wednesday. Have a great night, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.